Përshëndetje miq. Hello friends. We are here on the podcast with a well-known famous pastor from USA, Paul Muma.
I don't know about well-known. Little known. Very little.
For us, you are very well-known.
Oh, thank you. You're very kind.
You have been here for many years.
This is my sixth time in Albania. Yes.
That's very good. So yeah, and this is our second podcast.
Yeah, we got to do one last year, right? So that was my first podcast ever, and this is my second podcast ever. So both of them were in Albania.
People, what are you waiting for? You have a wise man here. So let's share again, like things from your life, leadership principles, things in your church that our podcast listeners or people that watch can learn from. And I hope most of them are church planters and pastors, but whoever has joined us.
Sure.
Let's start from an easy part. What do people call you?
What do people call me?
Yes.
Well, hey you, come here.
No.
You know, people, well, it's interesting, you know, things have changed in America. It used to be very common for people to say pastor. Or reverend. Every once in a while, somebody will call me pastor, which is great and wonderful. I always introduce myself as Paul. My name is Paul, and I'm a pastor here at Genesis. And if they call me pastor, I remind them, hey, you're more than welcome to call me pastor. But if you'd like to call me Paul, you're also more than welcome to call me Paul. So most people just call me by my name, Paul.
Okay.
But my kids call me Dad. So, and that's about it. Yeah.
When is the time that your wife call you pastor? When she's angry at something?
Yeah, maybe something. Yeah, maybe something like that.
Who in your church call you pastor? Maybe the younger generation, the kids or students?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes maybe parents want their kids to call me pastor, or sometimes I'll meet an individual and you can just kind of tell that maybe they've come from a more traditional environment. And so they feel more comfortable calling me pastor. If somebody comes from like maybe a Catholic church, they might be confused of what they're supposed to call me. I mean, they want to give me
priest, father.
Yeah, right. And so in college, the first 2 years of university that I went to was not a Christian Bible college. It was a public college. And one of my history professors learned that I was a Christian and wondered if I might be a pastor one day. And he would call me Bishop. He'd call me Bishop Paul. Bishop Paul has something to say. So
I never knew how. So pastor and bishop, especially in Africa, they use a lot. What's a bishop? He leads more than one church? Or
I think typically, and I think different denominations have different terms.
Name it differently,
So in some more conservative traditions, they might use a bishop as kind of that overseer of multiple churches. Yes.
Yeah. What is one thing or few things that people don't know about you?
Well, let's see. I like to travel. One of the things that my wife and I did, there are 50 U.S. states, and so we were able to take our kids to all 50 U.S. states.
50?
50,
all
yes,
of them?
All of them. Now, sometimes it meant we just drove the car there and got out of the car and stepped on it and then got back in the car and drove somewhere else. So I've been to all 50 U.S. states.
Wow. In how many, wait, how many years? When did you start?
I mean, over 15, 16, 17 years.
Wow,
I mean,
wow.
we
completed the challenge.
Our oldest is 22. So our goal was before he moved out of the house to be able to do that.
Wow, so good.
So Kate doesn't remember all of them.
Yeah,
she's our youngest.
Very young.
But that was fun. So we like to travel. I like to run. So I like to run. And
all your family like to run?
Yeah, all of my family. My wife ran in university.
Wow.
And so my kids run. I have a son that runs for a college in Indiana. But yeah, all my kids run. I run for exercise just for fun. Keeps me from going crazy. And then I juggle. I can juggle 3 things.
What do you mean?
Like 3 balls. I can juggle. Yes, I can. Only 3 though. I can't do 4. Just 3. So I can juggle.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, you juggle in life, you know.
Yeah, juggle life, juggle ministry. You know what it's like if you're a pastor.
Yeah, you have to juggle more than 3 sometimes.
Yes.
Very good. So let's go to another question. What keeps you healthy as a leader?
What keeps you healthy, I think...
or something that you didn't take seriously in the beginning.
Probably a good wife. I've got a really, really good wife that takes care of me and takes care of our family.
So, church planters, if you're single, make sure
find a good wife. Find a good wife.
One of the best after giving your life to Jesus, the second best decision.
I think learning to take at least one day a week to rest.
Okay.
Now that's hard to do, right? Because life's busy and your kids are busy. And if you've got kids, it's hard to rest when you've got kids. But even just with the work, to push the work aside for one day.
How do you do that?
It's you just have to do it. You know, every once in a while,
the phone is off.
Yes. Every once in a while, something interrupts you. You have an emergency, and you can't help it, right?
Yeah.
You just have to lead. But as much as you can, to take one day off, and I didn't know this right away, but I learned it over time. My sermon's going to be okay. I mean, even just taking one day, and it's amazing sometimes how taking one day off and then coming back to my sermon like on a Saturday, my brain feels fresh. I get a new idea.
Super.
So doing fun things, getting outside. I like to travel. I like to run. So I like to run. So I run most days a week, or I take a walk, and then putting my phone away. So like when I go for a run, I leave my phone at home. I don't want to be interrupted. I have to be careful how much time I spend on social media. All those things help. And I had to learn that, and I'm still learning that.
Super. Which day is your day off? Saturday, Friday?
Friday and Saturday mostly. So
does Jenny work? Your wife work on
Jenny
Friday?
works. She's a nurse, so she works Monday through Thursday.
Okay.
So we get Friday off. Yeah, we get Friday off together.
Super.
And as much as we can, we have Saturday off. Our church doesn't do a lot on Saturdays, which is nice. But our kids are busy, so we're usually doing something, watching them or participating with them.
Yeah, the sports. And super. What's one habit or rhythm that if you skip, if you don't do that, your wife will notice, your kids will notice, maybe your team will notice?
It has to be daily time alone with Jesus. Yeah, I mean, it's reading my Bible. It's praying. It's just taking some time to be quiet and listen. And sometimes that's just 10 or 15 minutes. Yeah. And sometimes I get up early in the morning and I maybe take a half an hour or an hour and drink coffee and do that. But I am so much better prepared for the day if I do that. And when I skip it, I usually notice, and others probably notice too.
Yeah, I been to your home. So the first floor, where is it? When you come down the stairs, first floor on the left is where you have
a nice little room
corner.
There. Yeah, it's nice.
It's very
nice to be able to have that.
Yes. Church. Let's go to church. The question about the church: if someone spent 1 month inside your church, invisible person inside the church, what would you hope they feel more than anything? Like, if this person is 1 month around our church, I want to make sure she notices this.
I hope people would say they love Jesus and they're following him and they believe the Bible is true.
Wow. So
that's
one more time.
Yes,
this person is 1 month around, he feel it everywhere that these people.
Yeah, we are not ashamed to talk about Jesus. We're doing everything we can to follow him. And we believe the Bible is true.
Bible is true.
Yes. That's what I hope that people would see and understand in our church.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Super. When you look for leaders, I mean, how many years have you been leading in Genesis?
17 and a half years now. Yes.
So for sure, you don't have the first guys you had in the first year.
Right.
Because for me as well, or maybe for all of you, you start with the team, but on the go, people get married, change countries, change jobs, sometimes change churches. We don't like to say that, but that's part of reality. So when you look for leaders, what makes you think this person is worth investing? This guy, this girl, it's worth to invest.
You know the name Patrick Lencioni?
Yes.
Yes. The Global Leadership Summit. He's been a speaker at that. He's written a lot of books. I'll always remember he wrote one called The Ideal Team Player.
Yes.
And there were 3 qualities. I think I have these right, but this is what has stuck with me. That I think I'm always looking for in a leader: somebody that is hungry, humble, and smart.
Okay.
So hungry, humble, hungry, and they're
hungry
eager.
For knowledge, or hungry just
all of it. Eager, ready, willing. I want to learn. Teach me more. You know, help me understand what I did well. Help me understand what I didn't do well. And how can we do this better next time? So hungry, humble,
yes,
and smart. Just being able to use their brain.
Yes,
you know, and
intellectually smart.
And sometimes using your brain, right, is just knowing I need to ask others, or I need to seek out the answers to the questions that I don't know. So hungry, humble, and smart. With a big emphasis on humble.
Yes.
Humble leaders. I think that really makes a huge difference.
Yes, lately I've been working on the book of Patrick Lencioni, 6 Types of Genius Work.
Oh, the geniuses. Yes.
So I loved it so much. So I made the whole team go through it.
Good.
And they start laughing with me because that was my language for 1 month. You know, what is your genius? What is your genius? What you don't do well? What do you do where you're confident? And where are you genius?
Well, one of my close friends is certified to lead and facilitate those discussions. So if you ever want to have a conversation about that, I'll be happy to introduce you to him. So.
Please, it'll be good. So the challenge for me was, okay, now I know people have these geniuses, how to incorporate them together.
Right, because we're all different.
They're all different. I'm happy they're all different.
But man, humility is so important, isn't it?
So important.
It's so important. Especially if you're young, especially if you're getting started in a church, of just keeping a humble heart.
True. Next question, multiplication. Let's say, how do you personally keep the balance between growing people deep and multiplying wide? Because discipleship, you want to grow them deep, but at the same time, ministries are growing. Things are moving.
Right. It's hard.
It's hard.
Yeah, we're not perfect in that. I mean, I'm so thankful for our church. I love our church. I love our staff. But we're asking that question a lot too, because, right, like Sunday worship services are really important.
Yeah.
And in America, that is still, it could be changing, one of the best ways to reach people. You have a Sunday worship service, but you can only do so much in a Sunday worship service, you know, 1 hour of time. Everybody's not going to be there every week. Everybody's really busy. And so it's really important to take those next steps, helping people get connected. Because if you're connected, you're going to more likely come back and you're going to want to serve. And the Lord's going to use that to open your heart, you know, to so much more. Yeah. So we're always trying to find that balance too of how much time do we spend on getting ready for Sundays, but how are we being more intentional about helping people serve and get connected and grow in their own faith? And you can grow in a Sunday worship service, right? Yeah. But the best way to grow is with a few people and doing life together.
Do you do this at your church, the time with few people? It happens at the home with small groups, or sometime at the church, Sunday church, or
both, all of it. I think we have to try different things. So sometimes it's coffee shops, sometimes it's homes, sometimes it's in the building, sometimes it's in a home during the week at night, but sometimes we do some groups on Sunday mornings because we know, well, people are already coming, and so let's just meet them when they come and get them involved. But then we have children's, and then we have teens, and we also have student activities as well.
You're not fanatic of one type only.
Yeah.
You just are more focused on the purpose. Just help them grow. Doesn't matter how and when and different
And
places.
we still think groups are the best way to help people grow and grow in their faith. But we're also trying different things because sometimes not just one thing reaches everybody. You've got to do some different things to reach people.
Yeah.
Just like you do. You know that.
Yeah. Sometimes, For me, sometimes it's like the more spontaneous the spontaneous meetings or discipleship, it helps more than a well-organized time.
Yes.
Sometimes because this person, he has the needs today,
Yes.
you know,
Yeah.
and you just feel the need and challenge him enough or her enough to go to the next step than being in a specific meeting.
You're right.
Next question. What do you think matters more in long term? Strong sermon or strong leaders? Oh, it's a tricky question.
That is a good question. Well, I mean, our sermons are important.
Yes.
They really
are. We work so hard for it.
We do. We spend a lot of time doing that, but I think we have to be careful. I think we have to really be careful that that doesn't become just the regular emphasis, that we spend so much time
on the sermon,
on sermons, because, and the Lord uses it, but people forget our sermons. You know, I'm not as good as I like to think I am. But, you know, leadership is something that continues all week long. Leadership steps into emergencies. Leadership steps into lives and families when people are going through difficult things. And, you know, while God can use the sermon, and no doubt he does, I think strong leadership matters. And like I'm realizing, I've been at Genesis for 17 years, and I have no intentions of going anywhere else. And I'm really grateful for where I serve. But one day my time's going to come to an end there. Yeah. And so I'm beginning to recognize it's time to give away more leadership so that Genesis goes on a lot longer than my preaching, because my preaching is going to come to an end at some point. And some people will have that opportunity to step in greater ways and serve.
That's very good. Yeah, I see a lot of, because you're here with a team, so you have two of your leaders, and I see you have a lot of leaders of that age.
Yes.
What's the difference? Like 10, 15 year younger than you?
Yeah, and we have a couple of leaders that are in their late 20s, but we have a number of leaders in their 30s. I'm 50 years old, and then so I'm kind of at the oldest of our staff right now. So it's good to have some younger people around us. And
in your life experience, I made that question to some missionaries that have come here very early, and I told them, which age group followed you easiest? In our context, in our culture, the same age don't follow very easy. So it's like we are same age together. I'm 50 to 51. So the people 50-year-olds don't follow me easy.
Sure.
In our context, it has to be 10 years or younger to follow a leader. How is it in USA?
That's a good question. You know, they say that it's usually your church will be made up of people 10 years younger than you and 10 years older than you, that will be the biggest majority of your church. And I would say that's mostly true of Genesis.
Okay.
But I've also discovered, like, we have a gentleman in our church. He's a retired pastor. He led a church for many years. He's retired now. He's older than I am, and he has started preaching on our preaching team, and he's a fantastic preacher. And everybody loves hearing from him because he's very wise.
Yes.
But because of his age, there's an expectation of experience there.
Yeah.
And it's not just because of his age. He has a lot of good things to say, but the young people really enjoy him. Like, they're excited to hear from him and learn from him as much as the older people in our church, people like me, we enjoy hearing from him as well. And so it's fun to see. But at the same time, you know, you can take a young guy like Michael, who's here with us for the conference. You know, he's 15 years younger than I am. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful that we have different ages and voices on our team because we can all learn from each other.
Yeah. So, okay, you have been here with us because of the church planning conference of the Church Planning Network, Jesus33. When you look in our leaders, yes, you saw we have been 209 people, 67 teams. So that represent some of them, these 67 already started a church or are ready to start a new church. What encouraged you the most, what God is doing in Albania and seeing the guys in the conference?
I love the joy the joy that I feel like I see in the people of Albania and the pastors and leaders, the ministry teams. You seem to enjoy each other. And there's a lot of strength that comes from getting together and encouraging one another and praying for one another and worshiping together. I love, and this is what, when I come here, I just feel so re-energized to go back and reach people who don't yet know Jesus. Because it's easy just to get a little weak in that and just get focused on other things. And I see a real passion in people like you, Altine, and ICF Church, and people at the Jesus33 conference of we are ready to give it all to help our friends and our families come to know and love Jesus Christ. And that's just something that ministers to my heart, and I think could be an example to so many churches even in America today to see that passion. And so you're doing a great job. I mean, you really are. You're doing a good, faithful job serving the Lord and Jesus here in Albania and beyond.
And thank you so much for being part of it too.
Yeah.
Pray for us.
I'm so grateful
to come over and help the new churches and help the whole thing.
Yeah.
But what would be, honestly, what would you cautious us to while we grow? What would you say? Okay, thank God it's happening, but be careful of the red flags, or what would be the red flags on the way? Potential red flags.
I think stay humble.
Stay humble. Stay humble.
I think unity is important.
Keep feeding the unity.
Yeah, I mean, even, church leaders, they might do things just a little bit different than you, or it's a different denomination. Yes. But in the end, if Jesus is what matters most, if that's what's most important, and we believe the Bible is true, then we're all brothers and sisters, right? Yeah. And I think we look better to the rest of the world when we can unify around Jesus and the Word of God and salvation. And so I think that's so important. Don't worry about trying to be somebody you're not.
That's
I think God has something unique in mind for all of our churches. And so, listen to him, talk to him, be okay being unique and doing exactly what God called you to do. Because for some churches, that means they're going to get really big and they're going to do some really, really good things for the kingdom. And some churches are going to stay smaller, but are going to do some amazing things for the kingdom. And that's okay. That's okay.
Yes. Okay. The last question would be, one simple thing for a church planter or a church leader that is listening today, where will they focus on this week or in a typical week? You mentioned time with God, you mentioned character, humility, family, or if you were a church planter or a church planter is in front of you and asks, give me a few advices a routine that I should follow every week, what would be?
I would say probably don't take it too seriously.
Which one? Yourself or the ministry? Or
just ministry and life. Slow down once in a while. Everything's going to be okay.
Yes.
One day at a time.
Yeah. Later you can accept that, but not when you are in it.
Yes. Don't be careful of the pressure. Don't let the pressure kill you. Just take your time. If you're married and if you have a family, that's your most important responsibility, right? Your church can find another pastor. Your wife and kids, they need you. If you're married, they need you as husband and dad. The other thing I would say and this is where I've really felt the Holy Spirit speaking into my life. And I feel like this is a lifelong lesson that I'm not qualified to say, oh, here's how you do it. I've done it well. Prayer. Can we be leaders where when we look at the results one day, we say to ourselves, that wouldn't have happened apart from prayer.
If God was not
active. Are we getting things done because I'm smart? And creative and have a good team, or are things really happening because we're praying and we're praying faithfully and asking God to move? I'm still learning that one. The Lord is being patient with me. And I want to make sure that in this next season of my life that I can look back to prayer and say, that's what did it. that's what got it done.
Super. Thank you so much, Paul.
You bet, man. You're a good friend.
You'll be in afternoon in our church. Looking forward to hear what you'll preach. What is the subject? It was an interesting subject.
Desperation. What do you do when you're so desperate and you don't know where to turn? And so we're going to look at that story of Jairus and the woman with the bleeding issue.
Yeah.
And how both of them come to Jesus in a short amount of time.
Jairus, the guy that lost his son.
The synagogue leader, yes.
Yeah, the synagogue leader. Yep. So, wow.
Yeah, so.
Is desperation a gift or is it pain or is we don't know.
Yeah.
You'll find out later, but you can look in the ICF Tirana YouTube and follow the sermon as well. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Paul, thank you so much for being part of this.
Yep, you're a good friend, man. You're doing a good job. Thank you.
God bless you, man.
God bless you.